Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on Bitcoin and Litecoin. We're going to be starting with Bitcoin today. And right now Bitcoin's at $9,619.90. We're up 0.2%. Right now Litecoin I believe is around $66, and we will look into that. Yeah, 66.48. So we'll look into that right after Bitcoin. But there's some key things that are taking place with Bitcoin right now, and I just wanted to bring them to your attention here. So if you guys like these videos, smash that like button. I appreciate you being here with me on a Sunday. And it is September 1st, 2019. So we're going to see if we can have a good month of September here. We're going to see what it's going to hold for us. So right now we're going to be looking at the log scale. That's what a lot of professionals look at. So we're going to be digging into that and paying attention to it. And the first thing that I've really noticed, guys, is the descending triangle that's taking place right up here. And what we've been having is lower highs and this flat bottom. Now, if this flat bottom breaks, the area that I would look at for support is going to be between $8,843 down to around that 200-day moving average, which is going to be around $8,405. And that's the 200 EMA that we're going to be looking at there. And one of the things that's concerning me, along with this descending triangle that's taking place right now, we've been up above the 50-day moving average all the way since February back in here, and you can see this entire uptrend. Remember guys, we want to follow trends. Let's just zoom in here a little bit more. That's what I'm really studying about now, is just following those trends in the short term, intermediate, and then the primary, the major trend. That's what you want to look at. But while we've been in this uptrend here, we were basically above this 50-day moving average the entire time until we finally lost it right here. And what happened was it came on decent volume as well. So we broke down through them. We've just been chopping back and forth. But right now we are below that 50-day moving average. And if you see that, we're starting to have that downward push upon them. And what happens is, guys, you can be pushed down and you can see a little reaction now. And this green moving average, this is going to be our 10 moving average. So right now that's our short-term moving average. Then the blue moving average, that's going to be our 20, and then the white's going to be our 50. And you can see how all of them now are pressing down upon us. So yeah, we may have a little reaction bounce, guys, up into even 10,379, but we have to be careful right now. The more times that we hit this bottom, the weaker it's going to become, and we definitely could have that break to the downside where we could start targeting it long, maybe down in this area, depending on what's going on. You really want to keep your eye on that. And you can see we kind of have weak volume going on right now as we defend this area here. So what I would look for is to see if we do have a little reaction, and then how we respond to this 50-day moving average. If we start closing up above that, then we would have to tackle this upper trend line and get out of these lower highs that have been taking place. We really need to get out of those. And what you can also see is on the RSI, we're basically in a descending triangle as well. We have those lower highs, and then we have that flat bottom right there, and we're just going to have to see what happens as we chop closer to the apex. Because right now, guys, we could still spend a few more weeks just chopping back and forth in here. That's entirely possible. And you know, the moving averages, yeah, they're going to act as overhead resistance, but you can always break out through them. Do you see right here how we were below them, and then some decent volume came in and we broke out above them when we came up here, but we set a lower high. So that's what we want to keep our eye on. We may have a reaction, but ultimately keep your eye on this lower horizontal support line right there, and that's going to be around $9,454. That's what I'm going to be looking at least. Next, I want to go into just a few more indicators with you before we dig into Litecoin here. And what I want to do is go to the stock. And with our stock RSI, right now we are getting a bullish cross at the bottom. We're in oversold territory there, so that could definitely be a point to where we get a little bit more of a run, and that could maybe bring us up to that 10,300, 10,400. Then we'll have to see what we're doing with those moving averages. So that's a good thing that we are in that oversold territory there, guys. But we have to watch, because there's times you can just go up, then you can go back down, just hang out in this area for quite a while. That's something we also have to watch as well. Okay, next we're going to move on to Litecoin. Litecoin right now, we're at $66.75. You can see we're having some type of little reaction take place right now. So we ended up breaking down through support, which was around 66.92. We came down. We had basically like a little doji candle down there. We've seen some indecision, so we've seen a little bit of defense from the bulls there. But in my opinion, what we're having right now is just a little reaction rally, guys. And for me to believe that it's not just a reaction rally, we would need to start closing up above first this 10 moving average, the 20 and then ultimately this trend line. What we would want to see is a trend line break out of here. If we do get a trend line break, guys, you can move to the upside every bit of 40, 50, sometimes even 60% in this space. Just like when we had a trend line break from here, we ended up dropping 50%. I mean, that's the name of this game, but that we have a lot of overhead pressure. We're having a death cross taking place on us right now. We have this intermediate term downtrend we're dealing with, and then we're dealing with the short term and the intermediate term downtrends as overhead or moving averages as overhead resistance right now. So what I want to see is if we do get a reaction back up to maybe even say $70 right there, what we're going to do with this 10 moving average, if we're going to start closing up above it, or if we're going to start seeing wicks and see a long like shooting star candle coming out of it right here where we're trying to touch either this 50 moving average or this 200-day moving average. Those are the things that I want to see right now. But for me right now, guys, like I said, I've been stopped out. I'm in cash. I was looking. I tried to catch falling knives right here, so I wasn't in a position right here, guys. I got stopped out up in here for my last position when we were riding this up. But when this dropped right here, I saw this little almost hammer candle right there, and I was trying to catch falling knives. I said, okay, maybe that's a good spot right there. Came on some decent volume. We've been in this downtrend. We were at the 0.618. Maybe we're going to get a bounce, to that 0.382, somewhere in that area, but it didn't happen. We just kept moving sideways. I had my stop in underneath these wicks right here, and I got stopped out. So now what I'm looking for is just the next opportunity, but I want it to be on confirmation. I want to start getting up above these. I want a trend line break. It'd be nice to even have a break out of here, and then once we have that nice retracement, that's the time to go long there, guys, and then try to catch that next higher high, higher low, higher high. That's how you want it to go. That's what we want to do. We want to try to chase these trends the best that we can. And what you can see now is that we broke through the 0.618 as well. So if we go in our log scale here, from our swing low up to our swing high, this was our 0.618. We broke that. So the next stop in terms of the Fibonacci would be the 0.786, which would be around $49.30. We'll call it or about $50. Right in that range is what we're going to look at there. But now you see we have to get back up above this 0.618 and all this congestion that we had. We were here for 13, 14 days moving sideways, so that could be strong overhead resistance now. And that's just why I'm telling people, to be careful and be safe and just wait for that confirmation. That's the key. Even here, guys, say you weren't in a position here and you waited for this golden cross to take place. When our 50 moved over top of our 200 and you got in right there, look at this part of the trade that you could still ride up. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You're never going to get the bottom. You're never going to sell the top. You need to get those big chunks in the middle that it's a good setup. And the risk to reward's there. You want a good risk to reward ratio. That's what you're looking for. So that's all the type of stuff that I'm reading about right now, guys. I'm trying to learn these trends as much as possible, because when you start identifying these trends and seeing candle closes while you're getting golden crosses, that's a great time to go long if it's on some volume. But if you're seeing these death crosses that are taking place right now up above you, and you got this intermediate term trend line over top you, and then you got your short term and your intermediate term moving averages pressing down upon you, it can be a tough thing to try to pick the bottom there and take a long. That's all I'm saying. Do I think $66 is extremely cheap for Litecoin? In my opinion, I'm not your financial advisor. I do. I think in the long run, it's going to be much higher than $66. But to me, there's some signs that are showing that it may go a little bit lower here in the short term. And I want to be careful with that. I want to have confirmation before I just go jumping into something. So, guys, that's what I want to bring for you today. I didn't want to keep you here too long. But just do the best that you can, really learn this stuff, trade. And the best thing that I can say to you is first start out paper trading, and then what you want to do is move like I did. I moved to Robinhood where there was no commissions. And what was nice about that is I could get in and out of trades without having to pay those fees. So I could play small positions. I could do a $100 position, or I could do a $300 position. And you just want to build your confidence, and you want to write down when you're right, when you're wrong, and keep a trading journal. Because if you keep that trading journal, then you can hold yourself accountable, and you'll know where you messed up, and maybe you should have waited for more confirmation, or maybe this was a good time to get out, or that was a good time to get out. And those are the things that you want to put in your favor. That's what I can tell you, because a lot of traders make the mistake of, oh man, I lost $20,000. I just started trading. I lost $20,000. I can never do it again. And I don't want something like that to happen to myself. I really want to learn this stuff. I've only been trading for about a year now, just part-time, and I'm trying to learn it the best that I can, so that eventually down the road I could play larger positions if I'm ever in that, if I ever have the ability to do that. So, you know, guys, let me know down low if you do any paper trading, if you do any just small trading. But I would like to know what your thoughts are. If you've lost a lot when you were still learning trading and you jumped in heavy, I want to know those stories down low. I'd appreciate hearing them, and I'll try to get back to the comments best that I can, guys. God bless each and every one of you. It's September 1st, 2019. It's 3:54 Eastern Time. God bless and take care, my friends.